Are you an accomplished instructor or outstanding supervisor in the real estate appraisal field? Join Melissa Bond, the industry's leader in practical appraiser training across the nation. This is your opportunity to earn additional income while making a lasting impact on the appraisal profession. Share your knowledge, mentor the next generation of appraisers, and expand your professional reach by helping to shape the future of this industry. Contact Melissa Bond at mbond@ceinstructor.com or 601-916-6501 and turn your expertise into opportunity.
Hey guys, big news, super big news. I am so excited. As you can see, I'm not in podcast gear. I just got back from the doctor. I heard some news. I'm so excited, and I want to share this story with you. You know, when we talk about dedication, when we talk about determination, when we talk about just grit, I'm going to do something. I put my mind to it, and I'm going to get it done. It may take me a little longer than I planned on it, but nothing is stopping me. I'm going to meet this goal, and I'm going to go across the finish line no matter what. And sometimes you hit that wall, right? You hit that brick wall, and you might even have a breakdown for a minute. But the amazing thing, you know what's right on the other side of a breakdown is a breakthrough. You're going to break through that wall. And I'm going to bring that story to you right now. I'm super excited. I can't wait. Stick around and meet my guest in just a minute.
Ivory is the first GSE verified software vendor for the new UAD 3.6 standard. Built for appraisers, Ivory's AI platform automates photo classification, data entry, and form population, cutting report time by more than half while keeping you fully compliant with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac's latest requirements. Stay compliant. Work faster. Visit ivory.com. That's AIVRE.com.
Hi, this is Bryan Reynolds. You're listening to the Appraisal Update podcast, brought to you as always by the great folks over at Appraiser eLearning. You need some education? Check us out at Appraiser eLearning. You'll be glad you did. Guys, I can't tell you how excited I am. For any of you that have listened to my podcast, for any of you that have been in a class of mine, if you've even been around Bryan Reynolds for a minute, you've heard me talk quite a bit about Kelsey, Miss Kelsey. And I'll say, Kelsey and I looked at a property today, or my trainee Kelsey, or, you know, the one that keeps us all together, the glue that keeps us together, or my right-hand person. I asked her one time to do a presentation, and she did. And Fannie Mae went after her, and the Appraisal Foundation went before her. She was sandwiched in between and did an amazing job. So I'd like for you to meet Miss Kelsey once again. Welcome back to the program, Kelsey. How's things going?
Oh, really good right now.
It's a good day, huh? So you've got
it's a great day.
You've got congrats behind you. Hold on. Just hold on 1 second. Don't move. Oh, let me just hold on. Don't move. Congrats! You got a party going on now. All right, so I still got stuff flying off of me.
That's awesome.
So we just had to get that in out of the way as well. Surprise. So what are we, Kelsey, what are we talking about? Why are we congratulating you? What is going on today?
I passed my exam, so I am a certified residential appraiser.
Woohoo! Boy, oh boy, oh boy. The day is here.
Finally.
Day is here. You are no longer an associate appraiser in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. You are a certified residential real property appraiser. Isn't that right?
Mm-hmm.
How's that feel?
It feels like a big relief and just a weight off my shoulders. I've been putting it off, and it's been a long time coming, so it feels good to finally have gotten it done.
Yeah. It has been a minute. You know, when I describe Miss Kelsey, I say she could be certified. She just needs to take the test. I mean, she knows what I'd put her up against almost any residential appraiser across the country. She knows her stuff. So now the day's actually here. Um, Tell me a little bit about your journey. You and I met basically in a class, right? Tell the folks
Mhm.
watching right now why is it you weren't born into appraising? Tell the audience what sparked in you to say, I want to become an appraiser. What was it?
It had a lot to do with my dad. He kind of guided me into this career path a little bit. He's big in real estate. He has rental properties, and there was really a need for an appraiser in our county that I'm from. There was one appraiser in the area, and she was about to retire, and he just saw an opportunity. I did not even know what an appraiser was when I graduated high school. I had never heard of that. And he was telling me about it, and I really liked the more I looked into it, the opportunities to pick my own hours and have a really good, work-life balance and flexible scheduling opportunities. And because I love to travel and I wanted a job where I could travel a lot. And so I decided to look more into it, and no, I knew that I would eventually want to become a commercial appraiser. So I
Mhm.
went to Western and got my bachelor's degree.
Wait
And
a minute.
then
Wait,
once
whoa, whoa,
I
whoa. So you went to college and got your bachelor's degree because you knew you wanted to be a commercial appraiser and you knew that was one of the requirements. Wow.
Mhm.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
Very cool. Very cool.
And then once I graduated, I started taking my classes, and then that's where I met Bryan in the supervising the trainee course. Um, and then that was about 5 years ago. So
Yeah.
I've been appraising for about 5 years now.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. That's great. What was harder? Were your qualifying courses that you took, when you navigated those and you had to take tests with those too, was that harder or was actually just learning the processes in the field and behind the desk, the analytics. What was harder? What came easier for you?
The online courses were definitely easier. I took them online, and really once you pass those tests and get into it, I don't feel like they fully prepare you or train you at all. I felt like I was basically starting from zero when I first started as a trainee, even though I had already taken the classes. You really need the hands-on experience and getting out in the field and just learning it from someone, and the practice itself.
Yeah, yeah. What do you think without going into specific details on who the client was or what the value is? We can't do that obviously, but what's one of the biggest or most challenging assignments you think you've had to date?
Mm,
We've had a few.
yeah. Trying to think. Probably the first short-term rental one we did, where they wanted the going concern value. That
Mhm.
was a big learning curve. And once we did it and I got the hang of it, I think I could do another one a lot easier. But just doing that first one definitely was a
Yeah.
big learning curve.
Yeah, yeah. Certainly tackling something you've never done before, it's just the unknowns and you and I remember sitting down on that one and you and I just kind of brainstorming and saying, well, we need to do this and we need to do that and we need to really look at it from this perspective and then you solve the problem. You figure out, the proper methodology or technique to use and then you apply it and you solve that problem. So let's talk about it a minute. You didn't tell me you were taking a test today, and I think I had told you don't tell anybody. So good job. Tell me about how you prepared for that. Did you go into hibernation and study all weekend? Were you up all night, or did you get a good night's sleep? Did you eat breakfast? Did you not? I want to know it all. How did you prepare, and what happened when you got there this morning?
To prepare, my husband was out of town this weekend, so I knew I had the house to myself. So I just kind of bunkered
Justin
in,
wasn't
and
there to bother you. That's-
I had peace and quiet to just study the whole weekend. I will say I had taken a course offered by Appraiser eLearning a couple years ago with Diane Jacob. It was like a grammar course, and I had luckily saved all of that from that course. So that is what I studied this whole weekend. That was great.
Wow. Yeah, Diana's great. Diana's really, really great. Yeah.
She had sent a lot of emails, like lots of information and documents, tests, practice questions, and so that's what I used to study. And I did last night. I was like, it was probably 7 o'clock, and I knew I needed to probably go to bed early and get a good night's sleep. And I was like, well, I know it or I don't, and I'm not going to stay up any later and cram. So I just went to bed and got up early this morning and ate breakfast. Got to the test about 20 minutes early to find the right spot, make sure I had my calculator and could get checked in, and that was pretty much it.
So let's talk about the test for a minute. Okay, you're allocated 4 hours. How long did it take you?
About 3 hours and 40 minutes.
Almost 4 hours. Okay. Yeah. All right. So what were, don't give away test questions for the folks out there, but what were some of the more challenging aspects of the exam you took today?
Probably the most lengthy questions and ones that took me the longest was probably income questions, as far as like the net operating income. Those took me quite a bit. And the highest and best use questions took a while, and took a lot of, thinking and writing them out, and definitely took the longest on the test.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. That's great. So let me ask you this: when you got finished with the test, and I know you get the results pretty much instantly, right? You get them pretty quick. But I assume, back 100 years ago when I did it, you finished and then you had to go over and then you waited and they told you whether or not you passed. Is that still how? Okay, so you finish. You're like, okay, I almost took the 4 hours. I got a little time left, but I'm done. You were probably mentally exhausted by that point. When you're walking over to get those results, or to say I'm finished, tabulate the results, how did you feel? What was going through your mind at that point?
I was just mentally drained and exhausted. I felt defeated a little bit. I felt pretty good about it. And when I went to check in and they told me I'd passed, I just got very emotional, and it was very overwhelming. And it hit me pretty hard when they told me I'd passed. So
yeah. So probably some relief and excitement and the thrill of being successful in that exam process. Well, Kelsey, I'm so proud of you, and you should be very proud of yourself. You've worked really hard for this. You've been patient, but you've been driven, and congratulations. It is a big accomplishment. You should be very proud of yourself. I assume you called your husband first?
Yeah, called him first.
Who was your second call? Your dad?
My mom and dad. Yep.
First of all, what did Justin say?
He was really happy and just super proud, and said he knew I was going to pass. He never doubted me.
Justin knew you were taking it today.
Yeah, I have a big mouth, and I didn't tell you, but I did tell some people.
So I tell everyone, when you're taking a test, try really hard not to tell anybody, because it puts an undue pressure on you, whether you know it or not. I remember I had a test to take one time. I was in downtown Nashville, and I literally was walking across the street, and I was taking a test, I think for the registered agent status. And my brother called me, Todd, and I said, "Hey, what are you doing?" He's like, "What are you doing?" And I said, I didn't want to lie to him. I just said, "I can't tell you." And he said, "What?" He said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I can't tell you." I said, "I'm in Nashville, but I can't tell you what I'm doing." So I tell you what, in a couple of hours, I'll call you and tell you what I'm doing. So I've always been adamant about that. And I get it. Part of it though too is, hey, say a prayer for me, wish me luck, say, give me some good vibes. Right. So telling a few people is not the end of the world. And certainly you got to tell your husband, he might wonder where you're at if you're not telling him So what about your mom and dad? What did they say?
Just congratulations and that they're proud. And my dad even said, keep pushing and going for commercial license. So that's my
Tell
next
your
step.
dad, and he already knows this because I saw him at the restaurant the other night, but tell your dad, I like your style, right? Because he has been a big motivating influence. Your mom and dad both, right, have been a very big motivating influence for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Especially my dad and getting into the field and pushing me. Every time he would see me, he'd say, have you taken your test yet? And always would dread when he would ask me that. But
Well, now you don't have to worry about it. But you know what's going to come now? He's going to say, are you getting close to your commercial? That's what he's going to say at this point.
Never ending.
Yeah. And we're definitely going to get you there. You hit a big milestone today. You've just officially entered the best profession on the planet, and I couldn't be more proud of you. How are you going to celebrate? What are you going to do?
My husband's cooking me dinner tonight, so we're just going to stay in and watch a movie because I'm mentally drained and dinner. So.
You need to recoup a little bit, right? Recharge. Yeah. Well, Miss Kelsey Martin, it says Randall here, but she's married, guys. Martin. Thank you for being on the program and letting us share this with my viewers. I think they'll get a kick out of it. They've met you once before. You've been on a podcast a couple of times, I think. But now, moving forward, anytime you're on the podcast now, you are a certified real property appraiser within the Commonwealth of Kentucky. So congratulations. Listen, before I let you go, if there's anybody out there, number one, that is thinking about becoming an appraiser, or maybe they're an aspiring appraiser, maybe they've gotten their education to get their trainee license, but they haven't found a supervisor yet. And there's some alternative programs. I mean, check out Melissa Bond. She's a new sponsor. She's got a great program. Paria's a program. And then the traditional manner, which is what you went through. What words of encouragement could you give someone out there that, they're having some doubts?
I would say just push through and keep trying to do what you want to do. It's definitely worth it. It's a challenging field to get into for sure, but it is worth it. And once you're in, and it's definitely a great field, and I love it, and I would definitely recommend.
Great. Miss Kelsey Martin, thank you so much for being on the program today, and thank you for sharing your story. And once again, congratulations on becoming a certified appraiser.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to the Appraisal Update podcast. Listen, I couldn't be more proud. I'm like her second dad, I think. I'm proud. I'm happy for her. I'm happy for her family, her parents who are just great folks. Kelsey, if you've ever heard me talk about her, she's just one of those people you can't help but like, and just a kind, wonderful human being. And she did it. She made the decision, and she didn't stop, and she finally met that goal, and she's certified. So it's going to be interesting to continue to watch her career and where she goes from here. It's going to be interesting to see her move up and get that commercial, that certified general credential. She'll get there. I'm quite confident of that. Nothing's stopping her now. So if you're somebody out there thinking about it, don't stop. If you've hit the wall, just know there's a breakthrough coming. Put your head down, keep that momentum going forward. You can do it. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're making some money. I hope you're enjoying your life. For Kelsey Martin, certified appraiser, I'm Bryan Reynolds, your host. Happy appraising.
The Appraisal Update podcast is brought to you by Appraiser eLearning.